Morning, I'm Olivia Whitehead. Today, the Earl Cabell Federal Building will be closed as FBI continues its investigation into Monday morning's deadly shootout.
On February 22nd, 1963, JFK was assassinated right here.
As you can see, the mums behind me are in full bloom, and the South Oval is lined up with these homecoming boards, just to show how much spirit these Sooners have.
Looks like a normal sausage, but apparently it's straight rattlesnake, so we're gonna... It's interesting.
So grab your pumpkin spice and let's go check it out.
Now, if you were watching Sooner football on Saturday, you probably know the most memorable moment was not OU's victory against West Virginia. Instead, OU Nightly's Tatum Wilson tells us about the moment that followed the Sooners' fourth touchdown in the second quarter. The fire report shows an increase in sexual violence from 2016 to 2018. OU Nightly's Tatum Wilson shows us how one OU professor is working to give a voice to sexual assault survivors. Last week, the timetables for the newest additions to the Heisman Park were revealed. Sooner fans can expect to see Baker Mayfield's statue by spring 2020 and Kyler Murray's by spring 2021. It was a tough game Saturday night, but there were still a lot of smiles in the OU football locker room after the game. That is what I'm most excited about, because honestly, I think the hardest part about sitting through that game is that heat. I'm Olivia Whitehead. That's Fox 4 News. Always remember, for news anytime, go online to fox4news.com.
Thanks, guys. I am standing in front of the new Norman Central Library, where the first collection of fairy tale novels was hand-delivered from the old location, all thanks to a massive human assembly line.
Book after book after book, traveling through the hands of more than 100 community members. Yesterday, people gathered in Andrews Park to take part in the Norman Central Library's relocation, all lending a helping hand, literally.
Basically, what's going to happen is we are going to form the longest human chain imaginable.
Community members linked arms, spreading out between the two locations.
We knew that we were going to move books across the park and let the community participate in sort of closing an era of a library on Webster Street and opening a new era on Acres. And
with the huge turnout, they did.
When you started seeing the line forming, you know, your heart just gets happy and you just think this is going to happen. And you know, how special for the community to participate in that way.
And that was the goal, to offer locals a part in building the new age of Norman Central Library.
I think it's a time when, you know, you're sort of looking back but also looking forward. And so I think for a lot of families who maybe the parents grew up going to Norman Central on Webster, and then to participate with their family moving into a new library and knowing that those children and young adults are going to be able to say, I moved the first book into that library, and kind of pass that story along.
Now the library is one shelf closer to their grand opening this Sunday, kicking off with a ribbon-cutting ceremony and a chance for visitors to finally tour the new facility. Reporting live from Andrews Park, Olivia Whitehead. La La Land Kind Cafe is a 100% organic cafe with a purpose far greater than just brewing a good cup of coffee.
It was never, let's open a coffee shop.
It was, how can we help the community? Employing and mentoring youths aging out of the foster care system.
A lot of times when you're in foster care, if you don't have a foster family, you can't have a job because you're moving around all the time.
Cleo aged out a year ago, starting with nothing.
I was 18 years old. I got kicked out of my foster home because I was 18. I was too old. I was an adult. They didn't want me anymore. I was homeless for 3.5 months.
But Rouhani wanted to change that.
It was kind of a moment of realization for me where I could create a place, not only that we can hire mentally youth and be with them every day and see how they're prospering, but really create a business model that shows other businesses around us across our entire nation that as a business we can do a lot more.
And that's what they do.
We want to give you more than just job experience. We want to give you those life skills.
I think we're setting a foundation now that it's definitely possible to do, and not only possible, is you end up getting a much better team member than you ever would have just hiring normally, right? These are the most passionate team members that you can ever find, and they come in here and they're thankful for the job and they give it 100% every single day.
They hope other companies can follow in their footsteps, so youths like Cleo can finally develop their independence.
So I now have my own apartment and I pay all my bills by myself. I pay my rent by myself. Like, I did this, like I made it.
In Dallas,
this is the exciting part.
Olivia Whitehead, Fox 4 News.